like how the mirrors, I don't know what it is, the effect they have on the mirrors, but they look kind of dark in like a good way. We were in the very top.
Yeah.
Way up there at the peak.
Alright.
Saying we're at the peak.
Say goodbye to us. See you next time.
Back at the beginning of the pandemic, rent prices around the city went down pretty quickly. All of a sudden, you could move for cheaper, you could negotiate your monthly rent prices with your landlord, and at some places, if you were moving in, you could get up to like 3 months for free. These luxury Toronto condos that used to sell for around $2,300 per month, all of a sudden went down to $1,800 or in that range. And we showed you some of these cookie cutter Toronto condos that were now on sale. But now that we're almost exactly 2 years away from all of that starting to happen, prices are starting to change a bit. And also, a lot of people are reevaluating where they want to live, and they don't just want to look at spots right in the downtown core. So today we're going to show you 4 new spots, 2 up in Midtown and 2 towards the east side of Toronto, to show you what you can get now, how much space, and what prices are looking like. So let's get into it.
All right, so with the first place, we're starting off just a little bit north of downtown, so just beyond Queen's Park if you're heading north on University Ave. And I would say the more north you go, the more closer and closer you get to that Casaloma area. So with this particular place, we're actually within walking distance of Yorkville and the Annex neighborhood. And for those of you that aren't from Toronto and you're not familiar with, for example, Yorkville, this is where you're gonna have a lot of your high-end stores, definitely a little bit more bougie, or if you're going high-end, you're definitely paying that premium, but overall, definitely a great neighborhood. So now when we turned on Dupont Street, it was really visible right away that we were leaving the main road and now entering a more residential area. So right away, as soon as you turn onto the street, you see townhomes lining up both sides of the street. The house itself was definitely older, and in this case, it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for $1,899. And obviously this was a duplex. So as soon as you walk up, you can see that there's definitely gonna be multiple flights of stairs. So there's 1 flight of stairs to get to the first unit, and the unit that we were looking at was actually above that. So that's the way they split it out. So it's a walk up to the first unit, and then if you wanna get to your unit, there's another door that you have to enter to actually go up the next flight of stairs to actually get to your own unit.
Interesting.
I kind of like this little unit. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, it's cute. It looks like the photos.
Yeah.
Much brighter, yes.
Yeah, it's really bright. It's nice in here. I guess a good time of day. Okay, so this is different than some of the places we saw last time. Different vibe.
Much different vibe.
You can kind of see a lot of it.
So now the first thing we thought after climbing those really steep stairs, as soon as you walk in, you see that there's a lot of natural light flowing in, and you can see that it's clearly very spacious, right? Another thing that you also see right away is that you're clearly at the top unit because of the slanted ceiling. So because we're so close to that roof line, part of the actual, like the one side of the actual house in that unit is very slanted, like even walking into the washroom, which we'll talk about in a second. The next thing you notice after walking through the living space and going into the kitchen is just how old the kitchen is. So, it's not necessarily a terrible kitchen by any means. It's definitely, pretty tight if you're walking in there, especially if you're 2 people. But what I will say is that the appliances stand out just based on how old they are. They look really yellow and kind of discolored. The fridge, I would say, is probably one of the tiniest fridges that I've ever seen, and it's clearly an older fridge. But it does fit perfectly in its little nook there. But once again, there's a lot of cupboard space. There's definitely a lot of places to actually put your stuff. But when it comes to the functionality of the kitchen and kind of, we weren't necessarily expecting, to be wowed by the kitchen, especially given the fact that we're used to more, newer buildings and just newer rentals in general. But I would say in this case, this kitchen was definitely, on the older side.
It's definitely, the microwave is old. That's funny. It just gives me completely old vibes.
Yeah, everything is white. As long as you see white, it's old.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of storage.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is good. And I like how wide this is. You see how much space is here?
Yeah.
Like 2 people.
Can be, exactly.
Totally. It's like a good couple space or.
Yeah.
Because it's the 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
The fridge is so tiny. Look at a little. This is as small as the condo fridges, even though there's space.
Yeah, this is a very tiny fridge.
It's old but teeny.
Now, if we head over to the washroom slash like in-unit laundry space, before you actually enter the washroom itself, there's a little door that actually opens up and there's your in-unit laundry kind of stackable laundry machines that are right there. So these are pretty standard for any place that does actually have in-unit laundry within your suite. So not really surprised by the machines. Kind of standard. I'm glad that they actually exist, right? Because you will have some places that don't have it. But if we go into the washroom itself, because of the roof line, like going back to the whole slanted roof line thing, because we're at that top unit, I found this kind of annoying, right? Because the shower itself doesn't have as much space. Like for me, being a taller person, like I don't think there's enough space for me to actually, like I'd probably have to duck while I was in the shower, right? So not the most ideal shower setup right there, but they're using the space, right? They're using the space that they have. There's also a really huge balcony just off of the kitchen in this particular unit, and it had a really great view of the CN Tower just through a few buildings in the distance. And honestly, it just created a much better space, right? Like we've grown to appreciate balconies given the fact that we don't have one. So if you want to set up your barbecue, if you want to set up some chairs, you know, whatever, you guys know the vibes. This balcony was definitely big enough to hold all of that.
Facing south, so you get lots of light.
It's so nice. I love this little space.
Even the lockdown, like
Yeah, it's a good point. It's huge. You could do like couch, full table.
exactly.
I don't know if they allow barbecues, but if they do, barbecue. I feel like that's different
So you
everywhere.
can see, yeah, you can see the CN Tower. You can't really see it
Which
in
I always like.
the lighting here.
Yeah, you
it's
can.
like right there.
Right there.
And then last up, we've got the bedroom. So I would say size-wise, really, really good size. And if you have a lot of clothes, there's 2 closets right on the side of each other. So massive closet space. If you have more stuff and you want more storage, there's also a front closet, which I don't think we mentioned. So if you want to store your stuff there, that's definitely an option.
And you get like 2 decent sized closets with shelves and rack to go. So
Here too.
yeah,
Yes, they're very nice.
Oh, very nice.
They're huge. So if you are 2 people living here, even though there's only one space, you have
you
your own
can take
taps
yeah
and water.
exactly 1 each.
Overall, I would say for the price, you're getting a really great location and you're getting a ton of space. So, you know, if you're one person especially, there's so much room for you here that you probably wouldn't even know what to do with it. So if older townhomes, if that's your vibe, this is a really, really great option. The only 2 cons that I really see with this place is the older appliances and also the really steep stairs. So if you're someone who, you know, doesn't like a lot of stairs, you're gonna be doing a lot of them, especially getting up to your particular unit because you're at the top.
Hey guys, we're at place number 2. Similar area, Queens Park, the Annex, kind of by University of Toronto. Makes sense, because those are university buildings over there, right?
Yeah.
Still recording. Do we go around? So the next unit that we saw was actually not too far away from the first one. It was about a 5-minute drive away, but getting closer to the heart of the Annex neighborhood. It was also close by to the ROM and also the University of Toronto area too. Now, the first thing that I noticed when we pulled up into this neighborhood is that there were tons of Greek letters and Greek words on the buildings around the unit that we were actually seeing. So clearly there was a lot of sorority and frat houses nearby. And something else that I really noticed is that we were on a much quieter area. It was kind of a street away from the Maid Road, so it was nice and quiet and peaceful in that spot. The actual unit that we were seeing was actually a walk-down unit this time, which we haven't toured one of those before. It was essentially like a basement apartment, but what was nice is that there were some windows up top that you can see light coming through as well, so definitely darker than some of the other spots, but at least there was some natural light flowing in. Now, when we first walked in, I loved the design of this place. It had like a little guardrail. It's kind of like you were still outside when you first walked in. They had the fake brick wall, concrete vibes, matte black. If you guys have seen our videos before, you know that's the vibe that I love, so I was clearly all over it. But overall, it was just a nice flow and design when you first walked in. It's obviously like we couldn't actually live here because of lighting for filming and stuff, but it's nice.
And all the appliances in this one are
Yeah, like this is like shiny. They clearly clean too, other than people coming and going.
yeah.
The bathroom's nice too.
You're looking around too much.
Too much? You want my automatic reaction? I am recording, so you will have it. The other thing that we definitely noticed right away too is that it was clearly nicer than the staged photos we saw online. They kind of filled it with a lot of stuff, which does show the space to it, but we were happily surprised with what the overall vibe of the place looked like too. Now, when you first walk in, there was a few more steps going down to the main living space, which was towards the right, and it was a huge open room, more than enough room for a couch, multiple seating areas, a TV. You could also have definitely done a table dining room type of setup, but considering there was also an island and it is still overall a small unit, I'd probably either do a desk, workspace, or just more living space as well in that spot.
You could, and what's nice is there's multiple walls, so you can totally do couch and TV on different walls and like have a nice, like I feel like TV there, you could easily do a couch that cuts off and make this its own like office or something. Yes. Yeah, you could do like desk area here instead or something.
Too cute, a good size.
So I was gonna,
Open.
yes, kitchen's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this.
Now that was all towards the right, but if you turn to the left, that's where you get the bathroom, the kitchen space, and laundry all over there. The kitchen itself, again, smaller kitchen, but nicely utilized space. It felt good. The flow was nice, a nice big island. The appliances were a good size, like actual good appliances themselves, which is always nice to have. Laundry too was great to have in unit. They had a nice big washer and dryer that was new and closed off with the closet door. The bathroom, I would say, was a bit of a tight squeeze as well, but obviously nicely updated and it looked nice, so it depends on what you're looking for and if you want nice updated feeling versus more space. The other thing I wanted to mention is that you could really tell in the bathroom that it was clearly a more freshly renovated space. It felt new, fresh, clean in there, which is always nice, especially in the bathroom.
I like it. You'll have to come in here and look at this after because this looks great. It's a huge size too, and I guess there's that drain if you wanted to wash things off, but it's not for a bath.
No.
That would be ridiculous.
No, if you're doing like a quick or deep wash.
Oh, this is huge too. Oh, so there's two mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the mirrored, which makes it feel bigger too.
Yeah.
Simple tiles, which look nice. This is a regular vanity.
Yeah, you have closed shelving, open shelving, so.
So again, that was all towards the left of when you first walked in. The right was the living space, and if you walked through the living space, that's when you get to the main bedroom, or the only bedroom, because it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. So the bedroom was great, huge size, especially the closets. It was almost too much closet space in a way. Like there was so much closet in there. The one closet section is kind of what I'd picture for your main wardrobe, and then maybe the other side is more other storage, linen closet, stuff like that. But overall, you definitely wouldn't run out of storage room in that bedroom. There's also a place to kind of do the bed, nightstand setup with maybe a TV and a dresser on the opposite wall. So definitely a lot of room to fit the different storage options that you need in there.
I like that they have this in the middle. Oh,
Yeah, motion.
that went on. I was like, did someone click it? That was a motion detected light, guys. Yeah, I was like, who touched the light? That was me.
Now, overall, the place was great. I loved the vibe of it, but the cons are more so the fact that it is a basement unit, so the natural light is limited. There's some, but of course it's not the same as if you had a full window streaming in at you. And also it's fairly expensive. So this unit was $2,250. Now that obviously you're paying for some of those more expensive renovations, the fake brick wall, the fact that it was freshly renovated. So it depends on what you're really looking for there. But overall it was a nice space and it also felt very like private and quiet in there.
All right, so next up, we're traveling across the city over to the east side, specifically the Danforth area. So to get here, we literally just went all the way down Bloor Street until it turned into Danforth, took one turn and we were right at the property. Now, this one's interesting because it's definitely a lot more rougher on the outside than it is on the inside. And basically it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment style townhome. So I believe it's a duplex. So I think there is a top unit above. And basically if you're renting this place, you're kind of getting that main floor that they've converted into a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Again, it's a super quiet street, very residential. You're not necessarily gonna be able to walk to like a really busy downtown area, but you are close to a lot of the shops and the restaurants on the Danforth, which is otherwise known as Greektown. So a lot of availabilities if you are someone who's trying to go out, you're trying to get, eat some good food, definitely a great space for that.
Different vibe and area. Now we're in the East End, kind of Leslieville area, a little north, I think, of Leslieville. Yeah, different type of like truly residential. You can see that we're not close to the downtown side anymore. Maybe we're by like a school or something. Obviously a more lived in home. Am I following?
Now, the inside of the unit, which once again is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for $1,700 a month, was clearly freshly renovated, right? Which is a really huge plus, especially if you're touring a lot of places. So for this particular place, we actually had to walk all the way around to get to the front. You actually entered through the back. And as soon as you walk in, you notice that there's in-suite laundry, you notice a washroom, and you notice a bedroom right there. The bathroom itself, if we start off with that, was actually really nice. I would say pretty standard as well. So it had a nice standing shower. It had your typical vanity and washroom setup. pretty spacious, I would say. But if we actually enter the bedroom now and we actually go in there, I would say the bedroom was also pretty decent size, right? So you're gonna notice that with this particular unit, a lot of the space is actually front loaded. So there's a less space in the back where the washroom and the bedrooms are, but you actually get a really spacious living room, which we're gonna get to in a second.
Still a pretty good closet. This is the test. Yeah, this is where you can see it's been around longer, but still, it's clearly a fresh paint job that they did in here recently. Like this, you know, older. Big closet, definitely good size. If you're one person living here, great size, looks nice, bright. This window is huge, obviously.
So now if we walk towards the living space, what you're gonna notice first is actually the kitchen. So the kitchen is actually the first thing right across the wall there, between like the barrier between, you know, the living space as well as like the back and the bedrooms and the washrooms and all that. So if we're looking at the kitchen in particular, the kitchen honestly was a really great size. You have a lot of cupboard space. It's definitely a lot less grungy than that first place that we saw. So in terms of, you know, the appliances themselves, a little bit newer, still on the older side. I think that's kind of what you're getting, and that's kind of the expectation if you're living, you know, in these, you know, townhome type units. So I think you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, especially on that front.
Yeah, it's good. You could easily do, like I'd picture like, I guess it could be either way, but couch TV, and then like desk area or something, desk over there. You could even get an island, I guess, if you wanted to. And put it in here.
Oh yeah, and before I forget, if you keep walking towards the end of the living space, you're actually gonna find the front closet, which I think is super clutch, especially for those of us that live in a place where, you know, we have like winter clothes for a solid part of the season, right? And you don't wanna get like, you know, dirt and mud everywhere. Overall, I think this unit is really great, and you're getting a lot for the price. So if you're into this kind of like more townhomey vibe, or, you know, just like general duplex, you wanna live in a house, you want a little bit more space, this is definitely a great fit.
Okay, so last up is the only actual condo unit that we ended up visiting this time around. Now, it was still on the east, pretty close drive to the last spot that we were just at, except this time we kind of took a route through Leslieville and ended up on Queen Street East. Now, Queen Street East is a super fun area. There's tons of good restaurants around here, some shops. It's just like a nice walkable area and community feel. And it's still busy, but a slower pace than Queen Street West, for example, on the other side of the city. Now, the actual building itself was super nicely done. It had either been built or at least freshly renovated as of 2018, which you could definitely feel walking in, but they still did some nice design work down in the lobby. Now, something to note is that there was no front desk or concierge area. You just kind of walked in and then you had the elevators there, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. So the specific unit that we saw this time was on the second floor, right off of the elevator, and as soon as you turn the key and walk in there, you basically see a nice long hallway with a few different doors towards the right. So the first room on the right is the den. So this one actually was a 1-bed plus den and then a 1 bath as well. The price was $2,200 per month, so definitely a little more expensive. Still a little yet less than Unit 2 that we showed you earlier, but on the higher side. I guess you could put like a desk in here or something if you wanted to, but it's up to, we'd have to see the rest of the space first. So that's a true, this is true like utility closet, not laundry or anything.
No, this is like.
You'll see it after maybe, but.
Now, after the den, also the den size of it, pretty small, but you could definitely fit a desk setup in there if you didn't care about having a window in your office area. And if you do, maybe you could use it as extra storage space or kind of a closet setup, put some rods in there or something like that. Then if you move past it, there's actually a front closet itself, which is also great. So the typical coat closet, maybe put cleaning supplies in there. Afterwards was the in-unit laundry, washer, and dryer, so you kind of got all your stuff covered in those first few doors. And then last up is also the bathroom as well. The bathroom was super spacious. It had tons of walking room in there, and also it was really nice, like fun pattern. It also had the matte black, which you guys know I really like, the fun tiling on the ground, just some nice little features to make it more fun.
I like the bathroom a lot. It's huge.
Yeah. Very spacious.
This looks so, I haven't even taken any like Instagram content at all. I should take some in here maybe. Because I was gonna say, this is very cute.
Yeah.
Like even these handles are the type that I feel like everyone upgrades to.
The black frame with the.
Yeah. And then there's the little drawer down here too.
Yeah.
Obviously the floors are nice.
Even the subway tile.
Yeah, it makes it feel like a standalone shower.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very cute in here. Okay, after we do the walkthrough, I'm gonna take a little video of this. Like, and you could add so much more in here too if you want to do storage-wise.
Now, if you keep going down the hallway past all those initial doors, keep going through, all of a sudden it opens up into the kitchen and living room space. Now, it's one of those units that has like the sliding glass doors to kind of close off the bedroom when you want to close it off from the rest of the space. So that's nice. The actual doors themselves felt really nicely done in this place. Like they slid super easily. They locked really nicely into place. I guess it's part of that newly renovated feeling too. And they also had the curtains behind it as well for extra privacy when you were in there, and also just to stop the light from coming in. So that felt really nicely done. The allocated space for the bedroom was also big. You could definitely fit a big bed in there, the nightstands, dresser, TV, whatever you wanted to put in there would definitely all fit. And on top of that, there was still the big closet as well. I'd say standard side closet, I guess, but definitely not lacking space. So happily amount of space with the bedroom.
Yeah, because otherwise, yeah, it makes you feel like you have a big open space if you want to, or you can close off your room. And the size is okay. Like you put, you already have room for a workspace somewhere else too. And then it's just bed, yeah, it's huge. Bed, nightstands, dresser. This place is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, off of the bedroom space was also the kitchen. It definitely had updated look to it as well, updated appliances. It looked nice. Obviously very like styled feel. They clearly had design choices in mind for this kitchen too. There was an island for more space, so pretty good kitchen size overall, I guess. It's obviously a small condo still, but enough room in the kitchen. What I would say was more small was the living space to the side. Can't complain compared to our unit. Obviously the kitchen and living room's all in one, so there was its own living space, but it'd be a pretty tight fit, I guess, to have like a media unit, TV, couch, table over there. I don't know. Depends on the design that someone's going for, but there's room. It would just kind of be maybe funky to have to play around with the layout.
I was gonna say this adds a lot too because it makes this feel like a separate space in like a cute way. I wonder why there's dots on the windows. That feels kind of weird.
Well, yeah, it's just a pattern.
This is what they did.
Yeah. But I like this because it makes it like, it's a smaller living space, but it makes it feel like a space.
It does. I guess you could do, I'm picturing what exactly we would do. Couch, TV there. And then you could do like a table in between if you wanted to, or not if you wanted to keep it open. But you obviously have enough seating here that you don't need a table.
Now this unit didn't have a full-on balcony. It just had the Juliet style balcony instead. So basically you could completely open up the door as if it's a door, not a window, but you couldn't actually walk out into anything. It's nice to get some fresh air. It's kind of a fun street to look at and get the sounds of the city, but not the same as a full balcony. Now overall this place, if this is your style, then it was a nice spot. For me, it's a bit expensive for the amount of space you get personally, at least usable space. There is a lot of storage, but again, living space, kind of small, kind of tight, and it's expensive. But I will say the overall way it was put together, the finishing, the location, beautiful, but just not the space that we would personally live in.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on this video. But before we go, we want you to hear from our awesome realtor and friend, Christianah. So here she is.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for our tour today. But before we leave it off, we want to introduce you to our realtor that you should know from last time if you've seen our previous videos. So over to her.
Hi guys, my name is Christianah, also known as Christianah, your realtor. I'm a realtor based in Toronto. I help you buying, selling, and leasing. If you have any questions or you wanna, I don't know, invest, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. You can find me at Christianah, your realtor on Instagram and on YouTube. I actually have a channel on which you guys can check out. Thanks, Steph and Dan.
Let's get it. Check her out, guys.
And with that, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. We hope you'll stick around because we've got some more videos like this to come. We've got more money videos. We've got a lot coming through, so make sure you are liking down below. Make sure you are subscribed right there for more. And yeah, let's get it. If you haven't seen any of our previous videos, make sure you check them out next. Door. And we will be back. You know the vibes. Let's go.
Set up there, like table chairs. All that.
This is cute. You can really see why it has good lighting.
Yeah,
We'll show
south.
this too. We'll do a full walk around.
That's facing south, yeah.